somebody, but they're just not happy with anything. It could be Friday and they're still cranky. So how do you gracefully handle the chronic complainers at the workplace? Career coach Chrissy Civic from Eat Your Career is here to answer these questions. So the first question is, obviously, how? How do we get around these guys? Because we've all worked with them and they will drain the lifeblood right out of you.
They absolutely will. And the one thing that you don't want to do is just kind of mindlessly agree with them. You know, somebody's hovering over you, they're whining about something, you just want them to be quiet. So you say, yeah, me too, totally. Well, the next thing you know, you've really encouraged the behavior, you're an ally. They can actually turn around to someone else, complain about that same thing, and they're now saying, Ken agrees with me too.
Ken said the same thing.
Right.
That's not good. So you don't want to do the mindless agreement.
Right.
How do you respond to those? Did you just go interesting, or did you do it like a psychologist would?
Exactly. You can acknowledge. Psychologists will always say that they're looking for validation. Yes, interesting. You don't want to agree, so don't say yes, but you can say, wow, that sounds like something that's really bothering you. That sounds like it's really frustrating for you. You're talking about their feelings, their opinions, not your own.
Okay.
Yes.
Then what? Can you actually say, you know what, you're wrong. It's not that bad.
Well, sometimes it is important to actually disagree in the workplace. There's certain situations that can put you in a really tough spot. If you are just silent, if you just acknowledge, it can be misconstrued as being agreement. So if somebody's sitting there, they're complaining about your boss, then there might be a situation where you need to say, I feel differently, or I have a different perspective, and leave it at that. You don't need to try to persuade them to agree with you.
That can be dangerous.
Right.
Somebody complaining about their boss to you could actually get you in trouble.
Absolutely. Yeah, it puts you in this situation where now you're a part of their battle. So you do need to kind of draw the line sometimes and set those limits and really establish which side of the argument you're on.
Do we ever get to the point where you're just like, stop complaining? Either you love this job or go get another one.
Yeah, I think that there's nicer ways to say it. But yeah, you could just say, you know, I'm uncomfortable being a part of this conversation. So you've got to manage your expectations with these people because they're never going to be happy, positive, optimistic people. So you need to set your limits with them, manage how you respond to them, and keep your distance as best as possible.
It sounds like you need to have somebody set up to send you that panic text message to get you out of that conversation.
Right,
You're like,
I gotta go.
Oh, look at that. I gotta go. Chrissy,
Right.
That's great advice. Now you can find more information on our air section at the website at kdvr.com. Click on the link to Eat Your Career. Chrissy Civic, good advice. All right, no complaining about the weather forecast today, right, Jen? It's going to be hot and we love it.
I love